Hi, my name is Nat Henry Torrens and I'm the Liberty Protection Safeguards Clinical Lead for NHS England in the North West. This video is part of a series around the Mental Capacity Act and Liberty Protection Safeguards for different audiences. And during this video, we'll use the terms MCA for Mental Capacity Act and LPS for Liberty Protection Safeguards. At the time of recording, which is October 2022, we don't yet have the announcement of the date when LPS will start, but we do know that it will be replacing the deprivation of liberty safeguards or DOLS. And currently, DOLS only applies to somebody when they are 18, but when LPS starts, that will actually apply to people aged 16 and above. This video aims to share some key points and consider the impact of LPS for maternity services. It's not designed to replace your MCA training. Let me introduce you to some experts.
Hi, I'm Carl Griffiths. I'm the MCA lead for Liverpool Women's Hospital. And whilst I'm not a midwife, we do have on average 9,000 deliveries a year. And I have been working with the MCA since 2007 and a qualified best interest assessor.
Hi, I'm Kerry Ryan and I'm the named midwife for safeguarding at Wrightington, Wigan and Lee NHS Foundation Trust.
We know how important working within the legal framework of the Mental Capacity Act is, and this is even more important now that we await the implementation of LPS, which will replace the deprivation of liberty safeguards. One of the hot topics for maternity services is around Workforce Mental Capacity Act confidence and competence. Does Mental Capacity Act training already take place in maternity services?
Yes, training and skilling our workforce to be confident and competent in working with the MCA is crucial. All NHS services have options to undertake e-learning for health modules on the website and also have trust-specific local training offers, including face-to-face training in some areas.
MCA training is recommended for all NHS health staff. All teams should be trained in MCA at the levels appropriate for their role. More information about this can be found in the GMC and the NMC guidance documents and the intercollegiate document for safeguarding adults and children. All maternity providers are required to have staff trained and competent in using the MCA. How your individual organisation does this might vary. However, it is acknowledged that being confident in using the MCA comes with the experience of using it.
We know that we will also need LPS specific training for our staff. The training strategy is being developed centrally for LPS, categorises staff into groups depending on their role within the LPS. Training packages are being developed for all groups of staff and will be rolled out nearer to the date of implementation.
Is applying the Mental Capacity Act in maternity services different to other services?
No, it's exactly the same, but there are some nuances. It begins with recognising the need to assess mental capacity in the first instance. An example could be when if a woman refuses antenatal bloods. It's every person's right to make a decision that others might think is unwise. However, this refusal may be based on some cognitive impairment, and this could lead to harm, and that's where the MCA comes in.
It's worth remembering that a guiding principle of the MCA is that an unwise decision should not be viewed as a lack of capacity. An assessment should be carried out if any doubt exists. In maternity services, we also need to consider future incapacity. For example, a person may well agree a birth plan. However, when it comes to delivery, this plan may not be realistic and their ability to make decisions at this time could be impacted. This, therefore, could impact on their ability to make decisions regarding their birth plan. We also need to consider the effect of pain during delivery and pain relief on a person's ability to make an informed choice.
Making decisions as a pregnancy progresses often involves processing complex information, and a person may require significant support to make an informed choice. Promoting a person's ability to make their own decision is another guiding principle of the MCA. We need to be mindful about making assumptions about an individual's ability to make their own decisions, and we must consider all support options available for the pregnant person. If a registered midwife or medical professional can show that a woman is unable to make a decision despite appropriate support as a consequence of a cognitive impairment, then she will lack capacity. Good practice has shown us that it should be done in order to reduce the possibility of assumptions being made.
If a lack of mental capacity is established, we would move into the best interest process and consider whether any of the delivery plan could amount to a deprivation of liberty. We need to consider whether there are any less restrictive options available. Whilst it's rare, there are situations, often relating to a person refusing to engage with antenatal care or attend for delivery or refusing to have a caesarean section. The MCA has been used within the court of protection arena for these types of decisions.
Maternity practitioners should speak to their MCA safeguarding lead in their organisation for advice and support, and we would encourage you to do this at the earliest possible opportunity if there are any doubts about a woman's ability to make a decision regarding her antenatal care or delivery.
So, at what stage could a maternity services practitioner need to start to consider when to apply a liberty protection safeguard?
Triggering LPS is yet to be clarified, so for now, keep in mind the triggers for deprivation of liberty safeguards. Do they lack capacity to make decisions regarding where their care and treatment is being delivered? Are they unable to leave, such as would we stop them from leaving or would they have to ask permission to leave? And are they under constant supervision and control? Do you know where they are at all times?
What do we need to consider around the impact of LPS for maternity services?
We talked earlier about the need to support our maternity service workforce to be confident and competent in working with the MCA. MCA training is key to this. Therefore, there's a need for time for practitioners to access this training, which as well as having access to experts who are confident in assessing capacity and making best interest decisions.
Maternity services may not have had much exposure to the current DOL system and therefore may not have much experience in comparison to other areas of their trust. That's an area that we can work on now, and we can share good practice with our colleagues in other services. There is a lot of debate about the practicalities around LPS, and until we see the final version of the statutory guidance, there are some unknowns.
What can we do next?
All NHS organisations should have an MCA lead. So you should find out who the MCA lead is in your organisation and speak to them about what is happening where you work.
What we do know is that whilst we're waiting for the final details of the LPS to be confirmed, the MCA, which underpins everything, should be your main focus, and that's not significantly changing.
MCA leads should raise the profile of MCA and start to introduce the principles of LPS as we understand them.
MCA leads, you can consider getting involved in your local MCA and LPS forums.
You can keep an eye out for the publication of the guidance when it finally is published.
We'll be hearing more about LPS in the coming months. For more information, you can keep checking with your MCA lead.
Thank you, Kerry and Carl. There certainly is a lot to consider for our maternity services, and we do hope that maternity services are getting involved with their local Mental Capacity Act and Liberty Protection Safeguards steering groups.